A desperate wish. Queen Adana of the great kingdom of Zoruba had everything: beauty, wealth, and the love of her people. But none of it mattered to her, for she lacked the one thing she desired most: a son. For years, she and King Zoruba had ruled together, but tradition dictated that only a male heir could inherit the throne. The pressure from the court, the whispers of the noble families, and the expectant gazes of the elders weighed heavily on her heart. She had already suffered 3 miscarriages, and with each loss, her desperation grew. When the royal physician finally announced that she was with child, the entire kingdom celebrated. But her joy was short-lived. One night, her trusted handmaid, Zara, sneaked into her chambers with a grave expression. "My queen, I have consulted the sages. They say the child is a girl." Adana felt as if the walls of her chamber had caved in. A daughter. That meant the throne would pass to the king's younger brother, Prince Kanoe, a power-hungry man who had long coveted the crown. She could not allow that. "I must present the king with a son," she whispered, "no matter what it takes." A sinister plan. Adana confided in Zara, the only person she trusted. "Find me someone, anyone who can help me." Zara hesitated but obeyed. That very night, she brought an old midwife named Mama Bisi, a woman rumored to have knowledge of forbidden practices. "I know why I am here, Your Majesty," Mama Bisi said. "But magic always has a price." Adana's hands trembled. "What must I do?" The old woman leaned closer. "You cannot change the child in your womb. But there are other ways." She spoke of a dangerous plan, one that involved switching her newborn daughter with a baby boy, a child from the slums, born the same night as the princess. But such a deception required secrecy, loyalty, and a willingness to embrace the consequences. Desperate, Adana agreed. A birth shrouded in lies. The night of Adana's labor was stormy, lightning flashing like the gods themselves were watching. The palace physician delivered the child, and when Adana heard the soft cry of a baby, she turned to Zara with expectant eyes. Zara looked away. "It is a girl, my queen." Adana shut her eyes, willing the tears away. It was time. "Mama Bis, I had arranged everything." In the dead of night, Zara carried the newborn princess to a secret location, where a poor woman had just given birth to a stillborn boy. The swap was made, and before dawn, Adana held a healthy baby boy in her arms. King Zoruba wept with joy, oblivious to the truth. "Our son, the future king." The kingdom rejoiced, and Adana smiled. But deep inside, she knew this was only the beginning. Chapter 4. The unraveling of secrets. Years passed, and Prince Idan, the stolen boy, grew into a strong and intelligent child. But there was something strange about him. He did not resemble either of his parents, nor did he inherit the royal family's signature gray eyes. Whispers began to surface, questioning his lineage. Meanwhile, the abandoned princess, now named an Ala, was raised by a poor but kind-hearted woman. She grew up with no knowledge of her royal blood, yet she possessed an air of grace and wisdom beyond her years. One fateful day, an old seer visited the marketplace and stopped abruptly when she saw an Ala. "Child, do you know who you are?" Confused, an Ala shook her head. The seer grabbed her hands, eyes wide with realization. "You are meant to be queen." The truth emerges as an Ala grew older. Strange dreams haunted her, visions of a grand palace, a crying woman, a swap in the dead of night. Determined to uncover the truth, she journeyed to the palace, where fate intervened. A royal festival was being held, and as she stood in the crowd, King Zoruba's gaze fell upon her. His expression turned pale. She looks just like my mother." Adana's heart pounded. The resemblance was undeniable. Zara, now frail with age, could no longer bear the guilt. That night, she went to the king's chamber and confessed everything. The revelation sent shockwaves through the kingdom. Idan was not the rightful heir and Ala was. The queen's fall betrayed and enraged. King Zoruba confronted Adana. How could you deceive me? Deceive the entire kingdom? Tears streamed down Adana's face. I did it for you. For us. For the kingdom. But no excuse could justify her crime. The council declared her unfit to rule, and she was sentenced to exile. As she left the palace in disgrace, she looked back one last time. The daughter she had discarded was now seated beside the king, her rightful place restored, and as Adana walked into the unknown, she finally understood. No deception could ever change fate. Justice and redemption, and Ala, now crowned princess of Zoruba, ruled with wisdom and compassion. She forgave Adana, but never forgot the pain she had endured. As for Idan, though he had been raised as a prince, he chose a different path. He left the palace to travel the land, searching for his true place in the world. And so, the kingdom learned a great lesson. Truth always prevails, no matter how deep it is buried.